Just check.
The National Indigenous Housing Network has been working to create improved housing in Indigenous communities across Canada, exploring solutions alongside the National Women's Housing and Homelessness Network to start a movement for socially, ecologically empowering communities, with the priority being Indigenous women and girls. Our work is hosted by Keepers of the Circle, an Indigenous nonprofit established in 1997 to support the self-determination and equal rights of Indigenous women, and has representation from Indigenous women across Canada. The 2019 Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls report mentions the need for safe and secure housing more than 200 times. The report highlights that Indigenous women and girls are 12 times more likely to be murdered or go missing than any other group of women in Canada. The latest serial killing in Winnipeg this past fall was the result of a targeted attack on vulnerable, marginalized women who frequented warming spaces and shelters. The loss of Morgan Harris, Mercedes Myron, Rebecca Cointois, and a fourth unidentified woman who has been given the name Buffalo Woman could have been prevented if these women had adequate support and safe housing. This is a direct indictment of Canada's failure to protect the right to housing and the right to life for Indigenous women, and the allowance of white supremacy, colonial violence, discrimination, and racism against Indigenous peoples to propagate in Canada. The mother is the original home. We are the life givers, the caretakers of our communities and the environment around us, and should be treated with the utmost respect. This means affording the ability to live in safe, secure environments. A lack of Indigenous-led housing programs leads not only to unsafe living conditions, inadequate housing, unaffordability, but also child apprehension. We must prioritize the immediate elimination of homelessness among Indigenous children and utilize all means necessary to ensure they are no longer rendered homeless on their own land. Eviction due to poverty and housing status is being used as a reason to apprehend children at alarming and undocumented rates. 4 in 10 of Canada's Indigenous children live in poverty. This is especially problematic in the northern communities where the cost of living is much higher. The Northwest Territories is a unique territory made up of 33 remote communities fully dependent on diesel to heat homes. The North is far too often left out of the broader Canadian conversation and deserves special attention when it comes to the housing crisis. Indigenous peoples in the North were forced to live in decrepit housing due to assimilation efforts and outright theft of the land from the colonial government. Hundreds of tenants in the NWT are in thousands of dollars in arrears for the inability to afford inflated housing prices, and as a result, many are sitting in the dark during the long winter months after having their power turned off by the local utility and placed on limiters because they are unable to afford the high cost of diesel. This inhumane practice should be made illegal. This is why we envision the rollout of our off-grid homes across the North that are culturally designed with tradition in mind, movable, collapsible, and expandable, and built to withstand the harsh northern winters without the dependency of government, and rather utilizing intermittent green technologies, where women and children can live in safe and secure communities rent-free in a home that they can truly call their own.